Hi, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Today we're going to talk about and look at, has your business flatlined? That's what we're talking about. Is it time for business CPR? Do you need to perform business CPR? That's a question I think, a lot of times we get in the rut and we, kind of get caught up in the same old. And, the next thing we find our customers, lagging, our clients not interested, and, excitement and enthusiasm dwindles off, and, our business body becomes lifeless. It flatlines. And so, I was kind of thinking about these different ideas and kind of thinking about CPR and what it looks like. So let's take a look at, you really need to get circulation and oxygen back into your body. That's the whole idea behind CPR. So if that's what we're trying to do, think of getting circulation as the cycle of content and interaction, and think of the oxygen as the fresh messaging that you need to get into the body or into your business, into your customers and clients. So here are the 7 steps. Number 1, when performing CPR on your business, place your hand over the chest of your body or the heart. And what we're talking about there is really evaluating what's important to your customers. That's the thing. I think sometimes we get caught up in what we want and what we want to accomplish, which is great. We want to have goals and we want to accomplish things. Sometimes we lose sight of our customers and what's really important to them. And so, number 1, as you're performing CPR, the first step is to literally put your hand on their heart and evaluate and understand what's most important to them. So then number 2, next thing you do is you take your hand and you interlock, and you put your 2 hands interlocked together. And what that means is really aligning your priorities with the most important thing to your customers, right? And so if you understand what your priorities are and what your customers' priorities are, and then you lock those 2 together, now we're able to go to step number 3, which is the actual chest compressions. Boom. And to do that, I think what we're looking at and what we need to think about is not only finding what those mesh points are, but also we have to have that interaction. So that means, hey, give me your feedback. Here's what we feel like is important to us. Here's what we want to know what's important to you. And you put that out in a survey. And through that survey, we've talked about Survey Monkeys out there. We've talked about email marketing and surveys. We've talked about social media, getting feedback. So there's lots of different ways to get feedback. But that's the part of really looking at and evaluating and meshing those mesh points together and looking where those alignments are, and then coming together in that impact. And then number 4 is to open the airway, right? So CPR, after you got your chest, you've done your compressions, you open up, pinch their nose, open up the airway. So for that, what we want to do is we want to evaluate all the communication channels that you have. So your communication channels would include how you send out messages. So maybe you've got traditional media going, maybe you've got newspaper ads, or maybe you've got postcards or flyers. Then you look at your digital tools. So maybe you've got Google AdWords, or you've got Facebook ads, or you've got just social media in general. You've got your website, got email marketing. Look at all of those channels and evaluate those channels, and what are they lining up with what you've learned from the chest compressions and those interlocking of laying your values and what's important to you and your business and what's important to your clients, and evaluate, are those in sync? And if they're not, you need to change them. You need to change the messaging. And that's step number 5, which is give, rescue, breaths. You have to literally breathe into the body, or you've got to send that message to your clients. And you have to demonstrate to them that you understand what's important to them. You understand how your product or services solve their problems. You know, they've got a pain point in their need, and you have the solution to alleviate that pain. So you're giving that rescue breath to them is sending out that messaging that says, hey, we get it. We understand what you're going through, and here's how you can solve that problem, or here's how you can meet that need that you have in your life. And then after you do that, step number 6 is to watch the chest fall. So after you breathe, you know, and then you watch to see that chest fall. And what we're talking about there is observing all of the analytics that are available to you in your various channels. So, you know, look at how many people respond, look at the survey information that comes back, you know, really analyze the replies and the feedback and understand what you get back from your customers. And so maybe it's looking at customer reviews, looking at, you know, the specific social media posts that you put up that are related to that fresh new messaging that you've sent out. You know, look to see how people are responding to that. And then number 7 is to repeat the compression and the breath. So again, the compression is monitoring the responses, okay, the back and forth, and then the breaths is maintaining and adapting your messaging to meet, again, the needs and demands of your customers. So those are the 7 steps. Again, just a quick repeat. Number 1, hand on your chest or over the heart of your body. Your customers understand what's important to them. Step number 2, interlock your fingers over their chest, which means let's align your business priorities with what's important to your customers. Step number 3 is the chest compressions. We want to find those mesh points and we want to get feedback via surveys about our products and services. Step number 4 is to open the airway. Let's really, in that, let's evaluate all of our communication channels, traditional, digital, web, social, email. Step number 5 is give rescue breaths. Use all of your channels with fresh messaging, demonstrate to your customers that you understand what's important to them, and create that value meets needs. What's the feature benefit of your product and service to what they need and what makes their life easier? And then step number 6, watch the chest fall. In other words, observe how the body, observe how your customers respond to your messaging, respond to your posts, respond to your emails, and really analyze that information and be able to go into step number 7, which is to repeat compression and breath. So again, that means monitor the responses, monitor the feedback, maintain and adapt your messaging to those responses. And guys, I promise if you do that, if your business is flatlined and you want to grow and you want to breathe life back into your body, into your customers, it's time to perform a little business CPR and bring your business back to life. That's what I want to share with you guys today. My name is Michael Wynn. I'm the Chief Digital Officer at Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Thank you guys so much for your time today. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, and we'll talk soon.